What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Run with J channel. So today we have another shoe showdown between the Nike Infinity Run Flyknit 2 going up against the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080 V11. So both of these shoes are very popular, all-purpose, everyday training shoes. So we're going to take a look at these to see which one of these reigns supreme. And as usual, we're going to review these shoes between 5 different categories, and that's going to be design and features, cost and value, comfort, weight, and performance. And we're going to give each of these shoes a score of 1 to 5 between all of these categories. Then we're going to tally up the total to see which shoe reigns supreme. So if you guys are new to this channel, welcome. Please hit that like and subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications. And to all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your contribution and support. So let's get the shoe showdown started. As usual, feel free to check out the links below to see the full reviews of these shoes. The first category we're going to look at is design and features. Design-wise, I have nothing against either of these shoes. They both look, nice to me. I personally like the silhouette of the Infinity Run better, just like, the design and overall look of it, as well as the heel clip. Also, the Flyknit material is also different, a lot better compared to last year's version, in my opinion. The New Balance shoes also, design okay. I guess it looks kind of standard, very similar to all of your other New Balance shoes. The back is where it's a little bit different. I like how it separates with the Flyknit, and what I like about this is it's really easy to get your foot in, and it's also very comfortable with the padding in the back. The shoe also includes an Ortholite insole for comfort, as well as a padded tongue and the stretchy Flyknit material on top, which makes it a very comfortable overall ride, and you can use that for long mileage or any type of run. So it's a great design and nicely done for everyday trainer shoe. The laces are pretty standard, so I don't have anything against that. I did have to tie my laces up a few times just to get it tight, but other than that, it was fine. The Fresh Foam is pretty nice. It's softer, in my opinion, compared to the React Foam of Nike. It's very comfortable to run in. It definitely gives you some support and also energy return, so it's a good foam. It sure looks like it's pretty durable as well, so it should last you a lot of miles. And after a few runs in these, I don't see any creases in the foam yet, so it looks like it's pretty durable. On the bottom of the shoe, it's got the hexagonal rubber pattern, so you shouldn't have any issues with stability or traction. So this shoe definitely is pretty good for that. And on the back inside, there's a tiny, like a heel counter to provide a little bit of support and stability. The Infinity Run, is a second year version of the shoe. Nike designed it to help, decrease injuries for runners. I really like the advancements of this year's model with the revamped upper. You feel a lot more locked in compared to last year's model where my foot I was moving around a lot, and there's also additional padding now around the collar area to give you comfort and support, along with the heel clip and the React Foam. Everything else pretty much stayed the same, so the upper is really what changed with the tongue padding and also the Flyknit wire lace system on the top. So I really like this shoe. It's my go-to recovery shoe, and I use it for pretty much everything, mostly for slow runs or long runs. So overall, in terms of design and features, both of these shoes are, designed well. They do what they're supposed to do, which is give you a shoe that you can use for any type of runs, everyday runs, and they'll, last you a very long time. So in terms of scoring, I'm going to give New Balance a score of 3.2 and the Infinity Run a score of 3.5, simply because I felt more secure and locked in with the upper on the Infinity Run. Overall, it's just a smooth, comfortable ride, and everything was just perfect. I never had any issues with the shoe. The New Balance had some heel slippage and some issues with the laces, but not a big deal. So very close score, but the Nike Infinity Run 2 just edges out the New Balance by 0.3. So the next category we're going to look at is cost and value. So the prices for both of these shoes are very similar. The Nike Infinity Run 2 costs $160, while the New Balance 1080 costs $150. So just a $10 difference. In terms of cost and value, I feel like both of these shoes do exactly what they're intended to do, which is provide an everyday trainer that's that's capable of doing pretty much everything that you want, and you can use it every day, or you can use it for long runs and add up high mileage, and this shoe will last you a very long time. So in terms of scoring, I'm going to give the edge to the New Balance simply because it costs a little bit less and they both kind of do the same thing. The New Balance Fresh Foam is very soft, comfy, and bouncy, so a lot of people like that. And also the first version of the version 10 now is you can get for under $100 now, so they're super cheap, and some people actually like that version compared to the newer version. So in terms of scoring, the New Balance shoe will get a score of a 3.5, and the Infinity Run 2 will get a score of a 3.2. So after 2 rounds, both of these shoes are tied with a score of 6.7. The next category we're going to look at is comfort. So both of these shoes are super comfortable. The Fresh Foam is super bouncy, cushioned and responsive, and so is the React Foam. Both of these shoes are comfortable to run in, to walk in, to do pretty much everything in. They both have a lot of cushion and padding in areas like the tongue and the collar. The Fresh Foam I feel like is just a tad softer compared to the React Foam, but some people might like a little bit more stiffer ride compared to a really soft ride. So in terms of this category, both of these are comfortable shoes. I'm going to give the edge over to the New Balance simply because the foam is a little bit more softer, and I feel like it's a more overall comfortable shoe if you wanted to do it, use it for multi-purpose, kind of running and walking at the same time. So in terms of scoring, I'm going to give the New Balance a score of a 4 and the Infinity Run 2 a score of a 3.8. So after 3 rounds, the score is still very close. We have the Infinity Run coming up with a score of a 10.5, while the New Balance 1080 with a score of 10.7. The next category we're going to look at is weight. So in terms of weight, both of these shoes pretty much weigh the same. If you want to go into specifics, the Infinity Run weighs at about 9.4 ounces for a size 8.5, while on the other hand, the 1080 weighs about 9.2, 9.3. So weight isn't really a big factor. They are kind of heavy shoes, if you're concerning how much a shoe weighs. A lot of the, more expensive racing shoes weigh about like 7 ounces or even less for the same size. So if you're looking at 9 ounces, it is a little bit heavy, in terms of weight for a running shoe. But, this shoe is intended to be an all-purpose, like, everyday trainer, not a shoe for racing. So, it has a lot of cushioning and padding, which adds up to the weight. So, in terms of scoring for weight, both of these shoes get a score of a 3. Simply because, they pretty much weigh the same. However, they are a little bit heavy, but, that's what the shoes are intended for, is everyday trainer shoes. So that's, I think it's acceptable to me. So after 4 rounds, both of these shoes are still close, with the Infinity Run with a score of 13.5 and the 1080 with a score of 13.7. Last category to decide it all is performance. The performance in both of these shoes are very good. I didn't have really much pain or in my legs or feet with doing long runs or, really picking up the paces in these shoes. The shoes are super comfortable. They got a lot of padding, and the cushion, is very bouncy and springy. So, it's definitely intended to give you a lot of cushion and comfort for your long runs. And if you want to use it for everyday running, this shoe is definitely a good option for that. So this shoe definitely performed well. I didn't have any issues with the New Balance. The Infinity Run, the same thing pretty much. It's kind of expected if you ran in the Nike shoe before that this shoe is, the first version is very durable. It's very good as well. And then the second version this year, they really amped it up and fixed the upper. So they kind of made this shoe perfect for a recovery long distance shoe, in my opinion. React Foam is super nice, durable. It's going to last at least 400 miles. My first pair, the first version, I had over 600 plus miles on that shoe, so I know it's very durable. And after fixing the upper for this year's version, I think they've done a great job. Super comfortable to run in, has all of the cushioning and padding and heel support in the back for stability. The Flyknit is also very comfortable, didn't have any issues with that, as well as the new lacing system is also very good. I never had any problems with shoe laces coming loose in this shoe. So in terms of performance, both of these shoes perform very well. They're both amazing options for all-purpose everyday trainer shoe. However, I'm going to give the slight edge over to the Nike Infinity Run simply because I didn't have any issues with like heel slipping, and overall I felt the shoe was perfect for what I intend for this shoe to do in my routine. So for scoring, I'm going to give the Infinity Run a score of a 4 and the New Balance a score of a 3.5. So the scores are in and we have a winner. And the winner of this shoe showdown is the Nike React Infinity Run 2, coming up with a score of a 7.5 over the New Balance 1080 with a score of 17.2. So the Infinity Run was behind the whole time, but it snuck in the last round and took the victory over the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080 version 11. So this was a good showdown between two very nice everyday all-purpose running shoes. As I said before, both of these shoes are great options for a shoe that you want for recovery, long distance, or just all-purpose kind of shoe for like even walking if you wanted to. They both are very similar in terms of comfort and support. Some people might like the softer foam of the New Balance, or some people might like the stiffer foam of the Nike. So it's really up to personal preference. I recommend trying out both of these shoes to see what you like. Some people had issues with heel slippage on the New Balance like I did, but some people didn't. So it's really it's hard to tell how it would work on you. The New Balance does come in different shoe widths, like narrow, extra wide, wide, or standard, so that's a good option. And also for both of these shoes, if you wanted to get last year's version, they're super cheap right now. I know for the New Balance, you can probably get that for less than $100 for last year's model. And same with the Infinity Run, you can find it for even less than $100 on some sites. So if you're looking for a shoe that'll do everything for you and it's good for recovery or long distance slow runs, both of these shoes are great options. The Nike React Infinity Run 2 would be my option of choice for a shoe in that category. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. If you guys have any other questions or feedback, please feel free to leave them down below. I hope you guys are all staying safe and your training is going well. And I'll see you guys on the next Shoe Showdown.